Welcome to the Texarkana Gun Club. This presentation will take just a few minutes and will give you the knowledge you need to shoot safely at the gun club range. The club is located on FM 2149 East, about half a mile north of Highway 67 West, between Redwater and Maud. Just look for the sign and gate on your left. Signs are located in various areas of the range to remind members and guests of the club rules to prevent any misunderstandings or unintentional violations. If you and your guest have any questions concerning the signs or their meaning, please contact a club officer. Range hours are 8 a.m. until sunset, no exceptions. Texarkana Gun Club remains a friendly neighbor. Members must accompany all guests at all times and are responsible for their guests' actions. Members are required to lock the gate while at the range unless a scheduled activity is in progress. Keys are not to be duplicated or loaned to a non-member. Upon entering the range, the club bulletin board can be viewed for current notices. The bulletin board at the range entrance will inform you of any current events and provide instructions. On scheduled cleanup days or other maintenance days, the range is closed to all non-participating members. Of course, if you have time to shoot that day, then you have time to participate in whatever activity is going on. An agency that has reserved the range for training has authority over the range during their scheduled times. Depending upon the area being used, the range master can determine whether other areas can be used or not. Check in with the range master in charge. On occasion, there are repair or improvement projects that require the range to be closed. Check the club website for scheduled closings. If it is a range cleanup day, members should attend and help. Texarkana Gun Club sponsors scheduled matches for competitive shooting activities. Check the membership book and the website for scheduled activities. Your gun club provides steel targets for both the rifle and pistol ranges. These targets have specific ammo caliber and distance requirements. These requirements prevent personal injury and damage to the targets. Specific safety signs are posted at the location of activities. These directions are there for the safety of all members and guests. Pay attention to these signs. Violations of the range rules result in permanent dismissal from the club. Texarkana Gun Club is a cold range. No gun shall be in a loaded condition except when on the firing line. After loading, it shall be pointed downrange toward the backstop at all times until fired or unloaded. The only exceptions to this rule are during a controlled shooting match with range officer commands and concealed carry license holders. Firearms should be used only on the portion of the range or facility designated for such type of guns. Acceptable pistol range firearms are pistols, pistol caliber rifles, and shotguns. No centerfire rifle calibers are allowed on the pistol range. The only exception to this rule is Bay 4, which has been designated a tactical training bay because of its depth. Rifle, shotgun, and pistol training can be conducted in the bay on a first-come, first-served basis. No club steel targets can be used in this bay. There are paper targets and old IPSC targets under the pavilion to attach to the sticks in the metal stands. You will need to bring a stapler. Steel plates and other targets are made available by the club. The steel targets and falling plates are to be used only with handguns, pistol caliber rifles, and shotguns. Never fire centerfire rifles at the steel in the pistol bays. This is the damage that will occur when using centerfire caliber rifles. This is obviously unacceptable, and a member will be ejected permanently from the club if found doing this. It has already happened. Always be aware of what is beyond the target. This shows the falling plate rack with a paper target stand right behind the rack. Move the target stand so that rounds do not damage the sticks or the stand. This is an example of how to mount a target on the stands. Staple cardboard to the sticks. If you use smaller paper targets, staple cardboard to the sticks, then staple your smaller target to the cardboard. When setting up target stands, note the cross-section angle iron on the bottom of the stand. Turn the stand so that the angle iron is pointed toward the shooter. If a bullet hits the bottom, this will deflect the bullet up or down and not bounce it back toward the shooter. Safety first. Now let's talk about what is not a target. Tin cans, bottles, rocks, birds, animals, blue barrels, target stands, competition barricades, metal barrels, along with any other non-range related items like buckets, chairs, refrigerators, that sort of thing. Barrels are not targets, and barrels are not target stands. Throw ammo boxes, cups, old targets, lunch sacks, and other trash in the burn barrels. Please pick up after yourself. This is your range, and you are paying good money for its use. Keep it like your home. Many of our members reload, and they will pick up usable brass. But please don't leave your used brass and casings laying on the rifle shed floor. Please police your brass and casings. Let's review the 10 NRA safety rules. Always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. Know your target and what is beyond. Know how to use the gun safely. Be sure the gun is safe to operate. Use only the correct ammunition for your gun. Wear eye and ear protection as appropriate. Never use alcohol or over-the-counter prescription or other drugs before or while shooting. Store guns so they are not accessible to unauthorized persons. All shooting activities at Texarkana Gun Club are directed only to the west. There are farms and residences to the north, east, and south. An accidental or otherwise discharge in any direction other than the west is putting people in danger. Don't do it. Any other direction is off limits, and violators of this rule will be ejected from the club on the spot. No questions asked. The 180-degree rule is in relation to the location of the shooter within the bay. The shooter must not allow the muzzle of his or her handgun to point rearwards, that is, further than 90 degrees from the median intercept of the backstop. In Figure 1, the shooter is positioned on the X. As the shooter moves forward past the first two targets as indicated in Figure 2, so does that 180-degree line. In case of emergency, the physical location of the club is posted in several areas for 911 information. For minor incidents, if needed, there is a first aid kit in the bathroom in the pavilion area. Speaking of safety, eye protection and ear protection are required by all shooters and highly recommended for spectators and guests, especially youth and children. As a responsible firearm owner, you can appreciate the necessity for the rules and guidelines that have been presented. And should you have any questions concerning this presentation, please speak with one of the club officers. Texarkana Gun Club sponsors various types of shooting matches during the year. The schedule for these matches is available in the club membership book and also on the website, texarkanagunclub.org. We invite you to come out and participate in our matches. Our competitors are friendly and helpful to new members. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for being a member of the Texarkana Gun Club. Happy and safe shooting, and we'll see you on the range.